than right now. So we've got some challenges, and here we've got some solutions with IN8 Tech, and that's why I'm so passionate about this opportunity. You know, it used to be enough. My grandfather used to say to me, Travis, if you want to double your money, just fold it in half and put it back into your pocket. And I love that advice, and I still love that advice. I think that there's some great wisdom to that, but here's the problem. The problem is that for a long time we were taught, excuse me, I had a little bit of a cold, we were taught to go to work, try and save as much money as we can so that one day we'll be able to retire with a little bit of money in the bank. The challenge with that is that if you're working hard and saving, but the value of the dollar is going down, that makes it very difficult to get ahead. So what's happening is we go to the banks, we give them our money. What do? They take that money and they go and invest it. You see, we have something called the fractional reserve banking system that no longer requires these banks to hold higher percentage of those deposits on demand. Do you realize that many of these banks today, I read an article the other day that said 65 major banks are on the verge of collapse, and if everybody walked in the door to withdraw the funds from these banks right now that they have deposited with them, they would completely collapse. I mean, isn't that what happened to FTX exchange with Sam Friedman? Yet this is our banking system. So we've got to start thinking differently. This is a new world economy that we're living in. If we fail to adapt and we fail to innovate, we're going to continue to see people struggling and suffering. The answer is very simple. We have to put those dollars to work for us. It's no longer enough to have hard-earned dollars. There's nothing more noble than going to work to make a living. But we've got to figure out how to acquire income-producing assets. Put that money to work so that you have multiple streams of income, and that is how you get ahead. Now, what we are doing as a company is we are organizing the people. You hear that word decentralization. It's a big buzzword out there right now, but what does it really mean? Well, think about centralization. Let's talk about cryptocurrency for a moment. You have the central banks, the fiat currency, right? There's a saying, God is gold's money. Fiat currency is the government's money. Cryptocurrency is the people's money. Why? Because you have centralization, central banks that are over the whole fiat currency system. They keep printing more and more money, which drives the value of your money way down while they invest your money and they make fortunes at your expense. But what happened? All of a sudden, you had digital currency that came along that was decentralized, and people loved that concept. Decentralization takes the power away from a handful of people and it redistributes it to the people as a whole. And that is exactly what we are doing with this company. We're organizing the people that share the same goals and dreams and wishes and beliefs as we do. We are developing the technology and we are decentralizing the economic power.
Every single day, people all over the world wake up hopeless because they feel lost, because they feel stuck, because they feel they cannot change their lives, their future, or their family's future. And that future right now looks grim. Corporations control the economy. People make less. Corporate giants make more. But it's still business as usual. If a business can take advantage of people, can people take advantage of a business? Giant corporations are structured in ways to benefit the few, to keep the power, to exploit the masses, to give the least and to profit the most. We have been told that this is the way things are, the way business should be, the way the world works. But we are business people, and we know that is just not true. We know that a business can be structured to benefit the many, and we are crazy enough to believe that when we do that, we create a spark that can change the world. Become a member of the IN8 Network today. Unlock the profit power of your data and your engagement, and discover new decentralized ways to take back your freedom together with a global community of business leaders and technology developers ready to change the world.
I hope you guys can hear the sound
Every
of this.
single
For
day,
some reason or
people
another, it's
all
coming through a little quiet on my side. But I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing here to really make a difference. You know, we have a motto at our company, and that is, we are crazy enough to think that we can. And what we have done is, you know, for a long time, whenever you go to register a corporation or a company, typically you would go and you'd file for an LLC, right? You'd file for a sub S, you'd file for a limited liability corporation. This is entity organization. Well, what's happening is as we move towards Web3, and you may be familiar with that term and you may not, Web3 is the next version of the internet. It embraces blockchain. Blockchain is now foundationally at the core of many different business models, across the board. There's so many different advantages to running your business on a ledger. What it does first and foremost is it provides full transparency, which is needed in business today. And there's so many different advantages. We can have an entire conversation around that. But that's the next version of the internet, Web3. And so many of us believe that there needs to be a new form or a new entity that is more congruent with Web3. And so now what we're seeing is DAOs that are starting to come out. DAO, DAO, stands for a decentralized autonomous organization. And what we are doing is we are now a legally registered DAO in the state of Utah. And that is a global sales, marketing, and media company that is governed by the DAO. Who makes up the DAO? The people. The people have an opportunity to be able to, you run the company through voting, and because of the blockchain, it operates in full transparency. So in essence, what we are is we are a company that operates in transparency, enforced by blockchain, run by the people, for the people. It is the first of its kind. It is definitely the first in the direct selling industry. It is the first in the data center industry as a whole. And we're very excited and very proud of that. So what makes up the DAO? Let's talk a little bit about that. So within our DAO, we have 3 different companies. We have IN8 Network, which is our marketing arm. That's how we release our products and services to the public. We have IN8 Tech, which is our hardware company. We have IN8 Labs, which is our software company. And synergistically, these 3 companies work collaboratively to be able to make up the DAO. Now, we have our DAO members. So you can join the DAO and essentially be what's called a seat holder. We have governing seats that are available. We'll be talking about that in just a moment. We have our tech users. These are our customers, people that take advantage of our technology that we offer. From there, we also have our brand partners, individuals that understand the power of social influence, social marketing. Social influencers are the best way today to be able to release products and services to the market. 86% of buying decisions today are influenced by social media, social influencers today. 86%. So we empower brand partners all over the world to be able to help us to go out and release our products and services. And finally, we have our tech owners that are participating in our data centers, that are helping us to be able to put all of this together and to be able to decentralize big data. So really, there's 3 different ways that you can be involved. The first that we're going to be talking about today is joining the DAO. What does that mean? By becoming a member of the DAO, we have 21,000 DAO seats that are available. When they're gone, they're gone. What that is it gives you governing rights, the ability to be able to participate in things like voting, for example. All major decisions by the company are done through voting. We have rewards that are paid out through tokens. You participate in the tokenomics on a regular basis. Let's go back to the early days of mining Bitcoin. In the early days, when people started mining Bitcoin, they were mining 10,000 Bitcoin a day. And it sounds exciting, but the reality was those Bitcoin were only worth about 0.00005. But over time, what happened was, as more and more people came onto the network and competed for those Bitcoin, all of a sudden those numbers started to go down. Today, you might get a very small percentage of even 1 Bitcoin. So that's the difference over time. But what's happened to the value of those tokens or those coins? They've gone up in value. I think Bitcoin's somewhere between $65,000 and $70,000 right now per coin. Can you imagine if you were one of the first people, early days, mining 10,000 Bitcoin every single day and you held onto those Bitcoin? Your life would be far different than it is right now. So one of the neat things about projects like this is you have an opportunity to participate in the tokenomics. You have an opportunity to be able to collect daily rewards in the form of tokens. And you can do anything you want with those tokens. You can liquidate them daily. They trade we'll be trading on PancakeSwap. Or you can hold those tokens with the belief system that, hey, you know what? I think that there's a lot of potential in this company. There's a lot of potential in this project. And I'd like to hold on to them because they can potentially go up in value. So you can participate in the rewards. Now, we have 2 classes of DAO seats. We have our ambassadors and our founders. Our ambassador class gets voting and rewards. Our founders get dividends in the opportunity. They also get to participate in different committees. And they also get to participate in something that we call nitro fuel, which are some really fun airdrops and other rewards, double the token type of rewards that we'll be doing specifically for those founders. The best way for me to describe this is it's very similar to, and please hear me when I say this, we are not a publicly traded company. It's very similar to a private offering. So what happens in a private offering? Let's take a company like Google. Let's take a company like Tesla. Before they went public, they had a private offering. It's a fundraise. But what happens? Accredited investors, and I think to be an accredited investor today, you have to have a liquidity of $500,000 or more to become accredited, to be invited to these type of private offerings where you can participate. Now, when those companies go public, a lot of times the stock splits and those individuals that got involved in the early stages make a fortune. Unfortunately, most people don't get invited to those private offering type of opportunities. Now, in the same way, you are being invited to a limited seat offering in the world's first decentralized data company that is for the people, by the people. Guys, technology is a fantastic product, but data is the new gold rush. You know what I love about our business model? We have a product that just about everybody in the world uses every single day. Data centers right now are absolutely exploding. So for me, I love the idea that I can participate from a dividend standpoint, from a stakeholder standpoint, and from a tokenomic standpoint by collecting those daily rewards with this project. So essentially what we are doing is we are decentralizing the economic power. We're giving people an opportunity to be able to own these governing NFTs. And these we call them governing NFTs because essentially those 21,000 seat holders will have a stake and a say in the major decisions that are happening with this company. Each NFT, 21,000. Imagine the work that went into every single NFT being completely unique and completely different from a digital standpoint. And that is what we are currently offering right now. So the power of the people, it's a people-centric business, meets the power of blockchain transparency. When you operate in total transparency, reinforced by the blockchain, everything changes. So when we talk about tokenomics are a fancy word for economics. What's the economics of the project? There will be over 100 or a total of 100 million tokens that are distributed into circulation. What's the idea behind Bitcoin and why is there true value, intrinsic value? It's because there is only a set amount of Bitcoin that will ever be produced. And if you understand the tokenomics of Bitcoin, you know that every 4 years, Bitcoin goes through what's called a halving event, where they take half of the tokens and remove them from the supply. If you understand just the simple supply and demand, as the demand goes up and supply is going down, what typically happens to value? Well, the same concept here, we have a very similar diminishing supply type of tokenomic program where we have a total of 1 million tokens that will be paid out. Now, here's one of the cool things. If you are one of the seat holders that's early on in this project, very similar to Bitcoin, if you were involved in mining Bitcoin in the early days, you're going to get a lot more of the overall rewards in the early stages because there's less people involved in the project. So typically when a project launches, I like to be on and in on day one so that I can maximize the amount of tokens that I can accumulate. It's called an accumulation phase. So we also have an annual burning. What does that mean? Every single year, we will be burning tokens out of the ecosystem. Every time that somebody transacts, which means that they transfer their rewards, they cash in their rewards, there is a burn fee, which means tokens are being removed from the system. You also have revenue that is coming in from the IN8 Network, which is our marketing arm company, IN8 Labs, which is our software company, and IN8 Tech, which is the hardware company. Revenue comes in from all three of those companies, and they take a portion of all three of those companies' revenue, and they actually buy up tokens in the ecosystem, and they remove them from the burn wallet. Now, I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole. It might be a little bit confusing. What I want you to understand is, in very simple terms, is if you have a total supply that is constantly being reduced over time, It's just simple supply and demand. Whoever holds on to those tokens over a long term, as the company continues to grow, as the company continues to have more and more success, then it creates a tremendous amount of upside potential. So here is the price of our DAO seats. So as I mentioned, you can join the DAO. That's all. If you just want to be a member of the DAO and nothing else, here's how you can do it. So we have a couple of different options. We have our ambassador class 1 through 1,000 NFTs start off at $599. As we get up to 1,000 to 2,500, the price goes up. Why? Because there are less seats that are now available. When they are gone, they are gone. These are NFTs that literally are assets that you could sell in the future down the road. They are producing dividends. They are producing daily tokenomics. If the company were to ever go public, those dividend holders get to participate from a stakeholder standpoint, so they have value. So as it goes up, the price goes up as the amount of NFTs that are sold. Now, if you go over to the founder class, which allows you to participate in the dividends and the nitro fuel rewards, you'll see that 1 through 1,000 is $999. I think I saw the other day we were somewhere between right at around 600 or 700 sold. So I don't expect that it'll take too long before we get to the next level at $1,299. So this is how you can participate and join the DAO. This gives you a little bit of a roadmap of where we are today. We are pre-selling memberships at this point. We are pre-selling DAO seats. We are finalizing our DAO formation. We're getting ready to do our NFT drop. And then as we continue to go out into August 15th, we start to stake those NFT rewards. And then from there, the token is created. The token rewards will start. And at that point, you have an opportunity to be able to hold your tokens, to be able to liquidate your tokens, to do whatever it is that you want with your rewards. Now, the second way that you can get involved in the company is to adopt the tech. We love customers. We love people that are utilizing our technology. You know, one of the things that I'm very excited about is hardware ownership. You know, decentralizing data tech through hardware. You know, if you look at the data industry right now, it's exploding. The market size is $495 billion. The U.S. is currently the largest market. It's estimated to grow to $2 trillion by 2032, triple in size within the next 3 years. You've got 3 companies that you can see at the bottom of the screen that right now dominate this industry. They own 80+% of the market share. You know, what people don't realize is if it's free, then you are the product. What do I mean by that? When you're on Facebook, when you're on LinkedIn, when you're on Twitter, when you're on Instagram, it's a free service. But what's happening? You're uploading your data. You're sharing memories. You're sharing updates. You're sharing pictures. You're sharing videos. All of that has to be stored somewhere in the cloud. What is the cloud? It's essentially a giant data center that's made up of servers. And right now, for example, Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg just built a 1.2 million square foot facility in Eagle Mountain, Utah, that is just full of servers, millions of servers to be able to keep up with the demand. He's building another one in Atlanta, Georgia right now. You have these individuals like Jeff Bezos that are making more money from their cloud hosting company than they do selling products on Amazon now. Jeff Bezos makes more money through data than he does selling products. Just to put into perspective how big this industry is. And so what we are doing is we are giving people an option and an opportunity. An option to be able to protect their data, to be able to do business with a company for the people, by the people, and ultimately to even monetize the data industry as a whole. You know, this industry is now growing 5 times faster than the world economy. It's estimated that 90% of the world's data was generated in the last 2 years alone, and 90% of businesses and organizations will be cloud first by the end of next year. So when you look at those trends and you understand that market demand and you understand the problem, which is essentially 3 companies that control the data industry right now, they monopolize the data industry. What we did is we came up with a solution. We came up with CloudX. It's a hybrid cloud model where we own data center. We have a data center in Irvine, California. We have another one that we're building in Atlanta, Georgia right now. And we allow our partners to buy the hardware. We send it to our data center, the servers. We send them to our data center. We build them. We connect them to our cloud. We monitor and provision those units. And then we tap into the usage from those servers, and we go out and we lease out that space. We bring on tenants and clients onto the server, and you get paid a rev share off of that revenue. One server has the capability of generating up to $45,000 per year annually, and they run for up to 7 years. So it's a phenomenal opportunity for those of you that are looking for a place to put your money to work for you, to be able to acquire income-producing assets. Now, I'm not going to get too far down deep into the CloudX presentation tonight. We do have a separate CloudX overview that explains all of the details, how it works, all of the different ways that you can be involved. So just feel free to ask whoever invited you here for that presentation, and they can share that with you.
Imagine waking up with more money than when you went to bed. That's not a dream. It's the reality for those who've mastered the art of passive income. Successful individuals aren't just working hard, they're working smart. By multiplying their wealth through assets that earn for them, even in their sleep. Think about it. Owning real estate, vehicles, intellectual property, and cutting-edge equipment. These aren't just possessions, they're your silent earners, tirelessly working to pad your bank account through leases, subscriptions, royalties, and fees. The best part? They don't demand your time, energy, or constant attention. Now, you might be wondering, what kind of asset gives me the best edge? Let's look at the market leaders. Amazon, Google, Apple. What's their secret weapon? Data technology assets. In today's digital gold rush, data is king. These giants are thriving by storing, processing, and leveraging data. But here's the kicker. What if you could tap into this data tech boom with minimal upfront cost? Enter CloudX. It's not just another cloud technology. It's a game changer designed to decentralize the profit power of big tech. With CloudX, you're revolutionizing how data profits are earned and shared. Over the next 12 months, IN8 is launching multiple data centers globally. And here's your exclusive invitation to be part of this groundbreaking movement. Ready to change your financial future? Discover how to jumpstart your journey with CloudX today.
I'm really excited to be a CloudX owner. And, one of the biggest challenges I think we're going to experience is a lot of people say, well,
Imagine waking up with more money than when you went to bed.
How do we generate income on these servers? And I'm going to touch
Imagine
on that
waking
just for a moment. So first of all, there's a couple of different ways that you can be involved in our hardware ownership program. So you can buy a server outright. It's $16,800. The benefit to you is now you have full ownership. You have the ability to be able to store all of your own private and secure information on your own server, which is a huge advantage. And then you can lease out any remaining space back to CloudX and generate revenue. Now, one of the cool things about that is that, remember, the third way that people can be involved in our company, we have a marketing arm, and brand ambassadors go out and promote different products and services. And so as they bring on tenants, is what we call them, that essentially, and remember, 90% of small businesses and organizations will be cloud first by the end of next year. Everybody is moving to the cloud. What happened was after COVID, everybody started working from home. They went to a work from home model, which increased the demand for cloud services for companies in cloud computing. And so what's happening now is there's such a demand that data centers can't keep up. And so we are now providing these services at a fraction of a cost, but we also provide better terms. You see, when you have the monopoly that these guys have right now, they can set the terms. If they don't like, for example, what you're posting on your website or the information that you're sharing on social media, they can come in and just shut down your servers and completely kill your business. And that's happening all the time. So what we're doing is we don't have to beat out AWS to be successful in this industry. We just have to carve out a small, tiny fraction of that overall $495 billion industry, and we won't be able to keep up with the demand. And where we are right now is we are at a point where it's not, the challenge isn't going to be filling up the servers, it's having enough hardware. And so if you understand that, what we need right now is more hardware owners because of the relationships that we're onboarding at this time. So it's a very exciting time to be a hardware owner, and I'm very proud to be involved in this program. We also have a lease to own program. It's $5,000 down, 13 payments. Once you're done with those 13 payments, you now have a full ownership, just as if you purchased it outright. And then outside of the United States, we have a co-ownership model. It's $280. You own 1/60th of a server. This is great for emerging markets where they're not maybe in a financial position to purchase. And then over time, they can acquire more and more units of that overall server as well. So it's more of a fractional ownership model. And what we're doing is essentially giving people control over their data through open source software. That is the key. That is the solution when it comes to decentralization. You know, your data is valuable to you, and it's very valuable to corporations, and it should be valuable to you. Data privacy is a huge conversation right now. 2021, 22 billion records were exposed through data breaches. 92% of Americans are now concerned about their privacy when using their data. Do you realize that companies even like Apple recently released a scraping technology that can go through and scrape all of your photos that are on your phone. And if they find things that are questionable, then they can now report that information. Now, look, there's some good to that on one side, but on the other side, there's a lot of people that say, you know, hey, if they can do that, what else can they do? And that should be a question that we should be asking every single day. So for me, I love the idea that we're coming up with solutions that allow people to be able to store their own data and to protect their own data. We have a product that's getting ready to be released here at our official launch on August 2nd called the IN8 Hub. It encompasses a number of different resources that are and options that are available, including IN8 Drive, which is file and photo management. I'm looking forward to getting a lot of my photos off of my phone, off of my cloud. Right now, my cloud is saying it hasn't backed up in 4 weeks, and I don't want to buy any more cloud storage. Think about it. But we're buying phones 5 years ago. They were 32 and 64 gigabytes. Today, they're 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte. I'm looking forward to being able to offloading a lot of that information off of my phone onto my own private drive, my own private server, if you will. IN8 Docs, it's collaborative docs. So if you're a business owner or you work within a team or a community, we will have a file sharing IN8 Doc type program where you can all work on docs in a collaborative manner. We have IN8 Connect, which is chat, voice, and video team communications. IN8 Desk, which is a mail and calendar and phone book. And what's neat about IN8 Hub and this entire ecosystem is as we build out IN8 Hub, as we build out the DAO, all of this is being built on our owners' servers. It's called a self-consumption model. The more this gets built out, the more revenue comes in for our hardware partners. So it's a very neat way of doing business. And at the end of the day, what we're doing is once again, we're putting the power back into people's hands by open source software. And we are eliminating costs that are similar to Dropbox or Google Docs or whatever the case might be. Zoom is another one that I spend a tremendous amount of money on. Your calendar integration. All of these things will be replaced with IN8 Hub.
In the digital world we live today, data is everything.
A little long, a lot of videos in this presentation. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about becoming a brand ambassador. You absolutely can be involved in just the DAO and joining the DAO. You can be involved in our tech company by becoming a hardware owner and soon taking advantage of the IN8 hub solution that we're releasing. We also have the ability for those of you that are looking to go out and promote the products and create an additional revenue stream. Digital entrepreneurship is exploding right now. One of the things that I love about this is a global opportunity. The world has become such a smaller place because of social media. And when you're promoting technology as a product and service, you have an opportunity to be able to build a global business. And we have a lot of people today, social influencers, that are looking to be able to create an income, but they don't necessarily want to have to go make it through building a team, recruiting people. Network marketing is evolving, and newer opportunities today give people an opportunity to be able to leverage the communities that they've established online, to be able to go out and share products and services that they like. If they don't want to build a team, they don't have to, but they can still go make really good money. And one of the neat things about us is we've got some really cool products and opportunities to make as much as a full-time income plus just by promoting these products and services, even if you're not building a team. So we have our IN8 business opportunity that gives you an opportunity to be able to plug in to a company, again, that's owned by the people. Remember, everything that is happening is being operated or being voted on by the people. Why is that important? Well, in the last 3 weeks in the direct selling industry, 4 major companies have changed their model. Rodan and Fields just last week sent a message out to all of their distributors This is a huge company that's been around for decades. And overnight, those brand ambassadors that had built very large businesses, we had a friend that was making over $200,000 a month that woke up on Monday morning to an email that said, we've changed our business model, we're going affiliate, and we're no longer going to do network marketing. Beachbody did it yesterday, Monday, did the exact same thing. A couple of weeks before, another company did the same thing. What's happening is these companies are shifting to accommodate the world of social influencers today that don't necessarily want to go and build teams. The world has evolved and the industry is evolving. The beautiful thing about a company that's owned by the people and run by the people is that'll never happen unless the people want it to happen through voting. And so I love that part of operating as a DAO. We have a complete plug and play online business. If you're going to be joining a digital entrepreneur or starting a digital entrepreneur business, you should have training. We have tens of thousands of dollars of training that is available, teaching people how to become a social influencer, a digital entrepreneur, an online marketer, to be able to learn how to go out and cultivate an audience. We have direct sales and team sales, teaching them social sales, digital marketing sales, training for all of those through our IN8 business programs. Our IN8 members that get involved on a membership level get discounts in all of our different products that we currently offer. They get access to our online academy, again, where they're accessing tens of thousands of dollars of coaching and training. So what is a membership? There's two options, ambassador and founder. Now, you might remember that when it comes to our DAO seats, we also have the ambassador class and the founder class. The ambassador membership is $750 annually. It gives you access to, first of all, 5% discounts on all products. So if you want to go and buy a server, just that 5% discount more than pays for your annual membership. In addition to that, you get access to our educational platforms. You also get an ambassador DAO seat. We also have an IN8 founder membership. It's $1,500 annually, and you get 10% discount on all products. So if I want to go buy a server, I'm gonna save $1,680 simply by becoming an IN8 founder. And not only that, but I get access to a lot of the different other platforms that we offer, the business membership, the educational platforms, plus you get a founder seat in the DAO as well. So you have a couple of different options and ways that you can participate. Again, NFTs, you can join the DAO. You can simply buy a DAO by itself. You can become a partner, hardware partner, utilizing our technology. You can become a brand ambassador as well, and ultimately go and promote these products and services. And you can see, every time that you sell a server, you make $2,000 in commissions. You can also generate income on a monthly basis from somebody that buys a lease program and build up a residual income for yourself as well. We've got a great compensation plan. Not going to get into that tonight. Just know that, the whole concept behind creating teams and developing organizations and this business model leads to a leveraged income. So you have an opportunity to be able to make upfront money every time you're utilizing or selling these products and services. You have an opportunity as you start to develop a team to earn other rank bonuses and other team commissions off of all of the sales that are happening within your organization, which leads to a leveraged income. So in closing, I'll say this. 3 different ways that you can get involved. You can join the DAO, you can adopt the technology, or you can join us as a brand ambassador and promote the products. This is the first time in the history of the direct selling industry that a company has operated as a DAO. I think that that's historic. And I also think that it's very much overdue and needed. The word transparency is not only needed in blockchain, but it's needed in the direct selling industry as well. I'm excited about this new disruptive company that we've introduced. I love the model. It's been very well received. I've been on the phone with people all day today that are excited about joining the DAO and participating in the future growth of the company in many different facets. And so with that, I appreciate you being here tonight. I encourage you to get back to the person that shared this presentation with you or invited you here tonight. Make sure you get your questions answered and come and join us. We're going to have a lot of fun building this business. I really believe that this company will become a $1 billion data technology company that is focused around data. And I love being a part of that. I love being a stakeholder. I love being a server owner. The synergy of everything working together allows us to be able to enjoy our freedom. So with that, you guys have a wonderful day today. We'll see you again. Thanks for tuning in. You guys take care and God bless.